Are you always sleepy? Do you always have low energy? Are you always tired? Are you always hungry? Is your body mad at you? If you said yes to any of these questions, make sure you watch this whole video. In this video, I'm gonna go over some possible causes for those things. If you're training or you're working out at the gym or you're just exercising a lot and you feel these symptoms, I'm gonna just go over some things that it could possibly be and just give you guys ideas of where you can look into your routine to see if anything needs to be modified or changed. The first thing that I would consider doing if you're having these symptoms is to just modify things that you can change right off the bat. And the first thing I can think of is your diet. And so with your diet, you wanna take a look at if you're eating too much of the wrong things, or you're eating too little if you're a woman particularly and you're trying to hit like a certain weight goal and you're eating too little and you're not giving yourself enough nutrients to recover from your workouts. Also, it matters what time of month it is, your menstrual cycle. So we all know there's that time of month where we're gonna need a little more fat. And that's okay. And maybe you should just give in to that for that particular time of month. And then a few weeks later, you're gonna be okay with less macros and less fats. And you just have to kind of adjust and go with the flow. And there is a time of the month where you'll be hitting your PRs and feeling great. And there's a time of the month where you're gonna be tired and sluggish, bloated, and eating a lot. And everything feels heavy and the world is gonna end.
What?
So you may want to consider altering your macros based on that information and make sure that you're eating enough for your particular needs. The next thing I would consider is take a look at what you're doing in the gym. Like, what are you currently doing that you feel this way? Maybe you're working out too much. There is such a thing as too much. So the best thing to do is to follow a particular program where if you're weightlifting training or if you're just at the gym doing bodybuilding type of workouts, you want to make sure that you're following a particular plan that has been written by a coach, or that you know how to write a program that focuses on 6 to 8 week cycles, and you generally start at around 65 to 70% and progress your way to peak at the end of it, and then taking a deload week after that and then starting all over again. Because there is a way to overtrain and overdo everything, and making sure that there are scheduled rest days in between each day in your program, that will definitely go a long way. I do want to say, with personal experience, when I was doing CrossFit training before, I remember after a 5-minute workout, I would be wiped out for the rest of the day. Like, wiped out. No matter how much electrolytes I drank, no matter how much food I ate, I just wanted to lay in bed the rest of the day. It's just why I don't do CrossFit anymore.
What?
I mean, that is one of the reasons. So it is definitely okay to slow down. There's no shame in cutting back. The more your body can recover and rest, especially as you age, you're gonna need more recovery. So at some point, less is more. And I need to tell myself that all the time, because I'm getting old. Next, I'm going to talk about your recovery. Like, since I mentioned rest day and everything you do after your workout and leading up to your next workout, all of that really matters for your overall energy levels and overall well-being. So recovery is really important. I made a video on sleep before, and please look that up and watch it, because sleep is so important for recovery. It's that phase of the day where our bodies are just recovering from everything you just did that day, and our brains are asleep, so all the blood and oxygen can also be delivered more to your muscles to help bring nutrients and all that good stuff. So the amount that you're sleeping is something to definitely look at. And the quality of your sleep. Some people who may have sleep apnea, especially if you're lifting a lot of weights, you can be getting a lot of muscle mass on your chest, and that can add some weight to your chest. So Sometimes it can be just as easy as changing sleep positions, getting new pillows, getting a new mattress if you keep tossing and turning at night. Or maybe you do need a sleep apnea test, getting a sleep apnea machine. So definitely looking into what your sleep habits are currently, and also looking at the amount of sleep. Like I said, if you work out in the morning and you have to wake up at 4 a.m., making sure that you go to bed on time and have proper sleep habits so that you can set yourself up for success and feel really good in the morning. The other thing to take a look at is how much stress you're going through, and to just give yourself some grace. So stress can be good and bad. So you can have like stress from work, stress from kids, stress from relationships. Maybe you had a significant life event that just happened. Maybe you're just really busy and you just have a lot on your plate and it's stressful. That can also cause low energy and fatigue and lack of sleep because you're worried about all the stuff you have to do. Maybe it's financial issues, maybe it's planning a wedding, planning your kid's birthday. All that can really affect stress levels and bubbliness. Oh. Then that leads me to also looking at your mental health. So if you need more rest days, like I also already mentioned, maybe doing something like a meditation, yoga, or something that just helps you to de-stress and relax, whether it's a warm bath and some Epsom salt, or an ice bath for recovery, or anything that can just de-stress you and help you to just free up some of that weight that you're carrying, that will help you to maybe feel a little more energetic during the day. Slowing down is the way to go, and listening to your body and not your ego. So I've definitely noticed some people who say like, I'm listening to my body, but then they're not slowing down anymore, because we can have this thought where if we take a day off, we're gonna lose the gains. But hopefully I can change some of your minds and switch that around, and taking an extra day off or two, like maybe just for this week, to kind of get my energy levels back up and like reset, focus on myself. And like I said, doing like more active recovery. If you want to do yoga or go for a walk even, that's super de-stressing and really good for the mind. So that's definitely something to consider. Now, if you've been feeling like this for a really long time, there is something that is like a central nervous system fatigue. And I'm not talking just that you worked out too hard this week and you just need like something short term. This kind of fatigue is something that's been long standing. You've been feeling fatigued for a year plus. So your mind is so your central nervous system is just so adapted to you overtraining and overdoing it with your muscles and in the gym and everything. So it's pretty much your body's protective mechanism of like physically stopping you from lifting any more weight. And things could feel heavy, you could be plateauing, feeling fatigued all the time, like all the things I mentioned. So with that, if it took you a really long time to get to that point, or an extended period, it's gonna take a little longer than just a few extra rest days this week to overcome that. It's probably gonna take just the same amount of time that it took to get you to that point, to like make a lot of changes and cut back a lot. And so definitely that is something that you would probably have to take a look at, an honest look at yourself, if that's something that you're doing or experiencing, and then making modifications from there. So I kind of touched on the recovery stuff already, so I won't go too depth into that. Like I mentioned sleep. In the diet, I mentioned BCAAs for recovery, some electrolytes, proper nutrition, eating less processed foods, and just cleaning up your diet more. And then I also mentioned doing ice baths if you want to die. And there's also the Theragun that you could get. There's the E-stim, Power Dot, whatever you want to call it, to bring more blood flow to your muscles. I already mentioned yoga and stretching, air pressure leggings, ice machines, all the expensive stuff. But like I said, the most important thing that is free is sleep and stretching. So the last thing that I'm gonna say is that you can also get your labs tested. You can get your vitamin D tested, your thyroid tested. You can get your hormones, estrogen, testosterone, all of that checked out. B12 for sure. Those are all things that would affect your generalized energy, metabolism, mood, and bubbliness. Generalized bubbliness. That's all I got for you guys today, and if you like this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel, make sure you turn on that notification button so you know when I post a new video. I hope this was helpful for some of you guys, and let me know in the comments down below what you use for your recovery methods, or if you have any thoughts or opinions about anything I discussed in this video. I'd love to know more, and yeah, as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.